What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank. This is another episode of Roadie Reactions, and today we're going to be checking out the latest single and music video from Termina. Termina, of course, the project of guitarist Nick Nocturnal and vocalist Andy Sizek, and we are not newcomers to this band. We've checked out a couple music videos here before, and we've heard a lot of the other stuff as well, because they've been releasing a lot of stuff. They're currently working on what is known as Termina 2. Last I checked, I don't know if there's an actual release date for the album or anything like that, but there's a lot of hype around all of this, man, because when Andy and Nick did the first Termina album, they did everything themselves. Nick handled all of the recording and then the mixing and everything, and Andy, of course, did the vocals. But this time around, they're working with a lot of other people. Nick is no longer just programming drums. We've got motherfucking Chris Turner doing drums on this entire album, which is wild still, even though I've already known this for like 6 months since the last video. And then we've got the mixing from Zach Cervini, who is a monster in the audio engineering world right now. So everything we've heard so far sounds awesome. But today's single, we're getting even more names on this that we know, because we've got Phil Bozeman, most known from Whitechapel, and Joshua Travis, most known from, I don't know, I could list like 5 different bands right now. Amur, Glass Cloud, Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza. It's hard to say when you're out of breath. It's a lot of names, man, so I'm curious to check this video out today. So since there's really no other information or release date or anything like that, let's just go, man. I will link this original video in the description below, and today we are once again checking out Termina, and for the very first time checking out their brand new single and music video for their song Parasocial, featuring Phil Bozeman and Joshua Travis. Let's go. I don't often do this, but I'm going straight back to the start because there's so much going on in here. There's so much going on that I can't exactly pinpoint what it actually is. That cool high part could be guitar effects, but it also could be programmed. I really can't tell. And obviously we got just chug, 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 chug underneath it. But I want to hear that again, and then we'll just keep going. I promise. Yeah, I think that's guitar. I'm honestly laughing just because of all the little stuff in there that I think the little touches like that with like harmonics and stuff like that are super cool. And the more I get to know Nick and like listen to his music, I know his style when he creates his own music. And this is so Nick, it's awesome. I also am starting to like, the more and more I listen to Andy sing on stuff too, I probably one of the more underrated vocalists in the modern metal scene, I would say. I mean, obviously a lot of people know him from Monuments too, but like this guy can do it all. He's got ridiculous lows and he's got an incredible high range clean, which I assume we're going to hear, but we haven't heard yet. We've heard it on other songs. And insanely articulate. That's what I like about Andy's voice the most. He's insanely articulate. I don't think we're going to do gear talk in this one. I think this whole video is exactly like this. Probably another Patrick Lawler video. Did I just say that right? Lawler. In the moment, I got to go back and Lawler. Lawler. All right. We're getting weird. Probably going to be no gear talk, so I'll probably just throw random facts about the production and stuff in the video, and let's just go. We'll say right from you. Damn. All that little stuff is giving me like early Periphery vibes. That's how the story goes. Oh, Nick knocking this. Caught in a losing game. You buy your time, but I still don't know your name. That's how the story goes. The lies inside your mind become all you know. Caught in a losing game. You buy your time, but I don't know your fucking name. Okay, it was just hitting me, like, when I put my finger up. Joshua Travis is on this. So I'm wondering if a lot of that stuff is some Joshua Travis work, too. Because, at least from what I've been looking at, I haven't seen visually, even though the visuals are kind of fucking weird anyways. I visually haven't seen Phil or Josh yet. So, unless this ending to this song is where they come in, because I know Nick's whole approach to this was like when they have guest musicians and stuff that they had like guest solos and stuff. So if Josh didn't have anything to do with the riffs in this main song, I bet we're going to start getting it here on this outro. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, hold on. Before we bust in, dude, that is so creepy. That was such a creepy shot. Dude, I'm so fucking fired up right now. Let's go. God damn, dude. I mean, that whole outro seemed like it should have been primed to just headbang my fucking face off. Honestly, there's so much going on though that it's one of those things that it's like, I really want to pay attention. I wanted to, wow, I got a little emotion going. Phil does that to me though. But let's go talk more about it. Okay, so as I was saying at the ending there, again, that whole thing just seemed primed to just headbang and go crazy, but this is one of those things that as I listened as the song went on, there's so much going on and so many intricate little details in the mixing and the recording that I really just wanted to focus and pay attention. And also, I also wanted to pay attention to the video to see where they were showing the different people that were contributing, because obviously there are guests on the song. And it was hard to see everything in the video because of how it was. Looked very cool, not a traditional performance video. But I still wanted to see where people were showing up. So without going back and watching it again, because I have not watched it a second time yet, I would say that as I guessed everything up until that ending was Nick's guitar work, bass work, all of that, and then Josh and Phil were that outro. But the song itself, man, I mean, we already know how this was gonna sound. I mean, with Zach Cervini mixing and stuff like that, it's like, dude, we already know that this is gonna sound really, really good. So I had no doubts about that at all. But there were some things when I was listening to this with Nick's guitar work that like reminded me of when I first started listening to Periphery, like when their first album came out and they were doing a lot of weird harmonics and like crazy digital delay and stuff. Like I was hearing those things in there and I'm like, I think it's so cool. Like I still do. And this project to me is just really cool because it highlights a lot of different musicians. I mean, Chris Turner's drumming is insane. And then as I was saying, Andy's vocals, man, you got that really, really high catchy chorus there that really showcases how high he can get in his range. And I think that's really cool. And I liked the additional vocal layering that was on it too. We had Nick doing backing vocals and we had his harshes in there, which are really cool. Even got Nick Knock sneaking in there with the little trap beats. But, you know, I've been spending a lot of time on our metalcore. I know it's probably not a good thing to do, but what I've really started realizing is that like there is starting to be a clear separation of like the old school generation of metalheads and the new generation. It's like the old school metalheads seem to not like modern metal. They don't like metalcore. Like, and I flirt the line age-wise of I grew up on some classic metal bands, but I also like a lot of this new stuff. And I think it's great. I think if you go into something like this not wanting to hate it, it's fantastic. Like, the guitar work is great. I don't understand how people all over, not just this specifically, not just Termina, but like modern metal in a lot of these metalcore bands, because it's still really cool to me. It might not be my go-to metal. I'm more of a Melodeath guy. A lot of people know that, but like I still love this. There are some times where I just want pure filth. And I know I'm going to get that with certain bands, and it's great. So for me, end of the day, end of the video, this was great. I enjoyed it, and I'm going to listen to it many, many, many more times. And I can't wait to see what else these guys crank out, and hopefully we actually get the full album at some point. Nick, Andy, I know you guys are milking it, but come on. But anyways, man, I enjoyed myself with this one, and I hope you guys did too. If this is your first time to the channel, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time, not just reactions. We do bass stuff. We do music industry talks, podcasts. So would love to have you if you want to stay. If you liked the reaction, give it a like. If you disliked it, give it a dislike. Just know that at the end of the day, I appreciate the time that you took to watch the video. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server that a lot of us hang on. I have a Twitch that I stream on. So if you'd like to join us on any of that, I'll throw links in the description below. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much once again for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.